brief history of the legendary Honda RC51. The Honda RC51 is a motorcycle that came about in the year 2000 to show Ducati that they were taking advantage of what Honda deemed at the time an unbalanced rule. Back in 2000, the rules were that the bikes had to be based off factory-built models available to the public, so no one-off MotoGP specials here. There were also weight limits depending on the amount of cylinders and capacity. For example, 750cc 4 cylinders were allowed to be a minimum of 159 kilos, 900cc 3 cylinders 162 kilos, and 1000cc 2 cylinder bikes like the Ducati 164 kilos. But first we need to step back in time a bit, back to 1988. The new rules in Superbike racing allowed V-twin engines up to 999cc to compete. Prior to the rule change, 750cc 4-cylinder motorcycles were the dominant force in World Superbike racing. The first 2 years, Honda continued to win the World Superbike Championship with their RC30 powered by a 750cc V4. In 1990, however, Raymond Roche secured Ducati's first world title aboard the Ducati 851. Throughout the next 11 years, Ducati would go on to win 8 World Superbike Championships with their V-twin. So, although the higher revving 4-cylinder bikes could be 5 kilograms lighter and probably have slightly higher peak power figures, it didn't really translate to real world, and the V-twin Ducatis with a wider spread of torque all across the rev range still dominated the sport at the time and had the advantage. Honda didn't like this, so they set about beating Ducati at their own game and designed and homologated a 2-cylinder V-twin race bike to show that the rule was generally unbalanced in Ducati's favour. In 2000, Honda released the HRC designed RC51, powered by a 998cc liquid-cooled V-twin engine. That year, it won the World Superbike Championship with Colin Edwards riding for the Castrol team. In 2001, Ducati regained the title with Australian Troy Corser aboard, but the RC51 was still a contender boasting reliability, speed and power. The RC51 won again with Colin Edwards as pilot in the final year of factory-supported racing in World Superbike in 2002. Its racing pedigree doesn't end there though. In fact, it was just the beginning. While the bike was being campaigned by Colin Edwards in World Superbike, it was also entered into a whole host of other events. As AMA rules mandated, a 355 pound, 161 kilogram weight minimum for both the 750cc 4-cylinder machines as well as 1000cc twins, with the V-twin putting its power to the pavement more efficiently, not to mention that a 999cc twin is narrower than a 749cc V4 such as the RC45, and much narrower than an inline 4 bike, presented a far more aerodynamic shape due to the reduction in the cross-sectional area, which means that more speed with less power and a more rider-friendly power band. Right off the bat in 2000 AMA season, the RC51 practically set up a permanent residence on the podium, including 1 race won by Miguel Duhamel and 4 by Nicky Hayden. As factory development of the new bike continued into 2001, it all came together at the end of the season as Nicky Hayden put a stranglehold on the class, winning the last 4 races in a row. The young Nicky Hayden, adapting to the new RC51, posed a different challenge. He said, "This bike pumps out so much power it's forced me to learn about throttle control. One of my biggest problems was spinning the tyre too much. A lot of times it helps you set up for a corner, but sometimes I do it too much and I'm not going forward. For me to get to the next level, I have to learn to smooth out and get the power to the ground a little more." Meanwhile, the bike was also competing and winning in World Superbike, AMA, the Isle of Man TT, the Le Mans 24 Hour, the Suzuka 8 Hour, and the Daytona 200. Let's dig into a couple of these race wins. In the year 2000, on the Isle of Man TT, Joey Dunlop being a Honda rider, the factory Honda team brought the RC51 to the island, fitted with a World Superbike specification engine and swing arm. The SP1 gave Joey his 24th TT win in the 2000 F1 race. A victory in the difficult road and weather conditions that the modest Irishman later declared was probably one of my best wins. There would be 2 further TT's victories that week, bringing Joey's total to a surely unassailable 26, before he was tragically killed at a relatively insignificant club race meet in Tallinn, Estonia a few weeks later. From 2000 to 2003, the bike won the Suzuka 8 Hour. In 2000, a factory RC51 won the most prestigious race of the year in the hands of 250cc GP rivals Toru Ikawa and Daijo Kato. Colin Edwards and Valentino Rossi went out on lap 125 when Edwards crashed. The two stars had looked like the fastest pairing on the circuit, but Yukawa and Kato saved the day for Honda. In 2001, Colin Edwards and Valentino Rossi again delivered the goods for the cabin Honda team, winning the 2001 Suzuka 8 Hour race on the Works RC51. Their completion of the 217 laps was a new record. They were challenged only by fellow Honda team of Tadayuki Okada and Alex Barros. In 2002, Edwards and MotoGP rider Daijo Kato won the 2002 Suzuka 8 Hour race ahead of 2 other Honda RC51 V-twins. All 3 podium places were taken by the Honda RC51. Honda used the next generation SP2 Honda for the Works riders, and Colin Edwards was impressed. Even although the engine was detuned for endurance racing, the bike used at the 8 Hour is the basis for the 2003 World Superbike machine. And finally, in 2003 at the Suzuka event, riders Yukio Nakumi and Manabu Kamada won the 8 Hour event for Team Sakurai Honda, making it 4 years in a row for the RC51. The bike also won the Daytona 200 in the year 2002 and 2003. Nicky Hayden's Daytona 200 win is a dream come true. Daytona Beach in Florida 2002. Nicky Hayden turned Daytona International Speedway's 3.56 mile road course into his personal playground. Hayden riding the number 69 American Honda. And in 2003, Miguel Duhamel won at Daytona, coming in from 3rd place position on the second last corner to 1st place to win the Daytona 200 in a dramatic on the edge of your seat win. After this, Honda stopped manufacturing the RC51 road bikes in 2005, with 2006 being the last model year. Honda stopped official support for Superbike racing in 2003, citing financial pressures. This meant that Honda will not compete in the 2003 World Superbike Championship, as efforts were diverted to produce enough 4-stroke RC211Vs to fill the Grand Prix grid. Honda found it cannot or was not prepared to support both World Series. Though various teams have had some form of factory support, and the RC51 was eventually, sadly, replaced by the CBR 1000 RR Fireblade as the Honda Superbike racer, as the World Superbike rails changed to allow 1000cc 4-cylinder bikes in 2003, making the RC51 no longer a competitive option in World Superbike. And off the track, on September 19th, 2004, Minnesota motorcyclist Samuel Armstrong Tilley set what is believed to be an unofficial world record for speeding on public roads. No doubt people have gone faster on public roads, but Tilley had the misfortune to do so without noticing the police plane above him, and was officially clocked at 205.11 miles per hour by a handheld stopwatch. The ticket has made news around the world, with many people proclaiming the speeding ticket must have been a mistake, as motorcycles simply don't go that fast. Tilley topped the previous high-known speed record in a traffic infringement set by New Yorker Dr. William Firenze in a 1997 Lamborghini Diablo at 182 miles an hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. There's so many experts casting their opinion on the fine, and all of them stating that the ticket had to be a mistake on the basis that motorcycles simply don't go that fast. Yeah, it is a homologated race bike after all. And Colin Edwards was clocked doing over 200 miles an hour on the factory Hondas on a relatively short circuit. While I dare say there's probably a little bit of fudging on the numbers on the police stopwatch side, Tilly did have quite a lot of straight road to exploit the speed of the bike. So I guess we'll actually never really know the truth behind what speed Tilly actually did. And that's pretty much it for the video, guys. If you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.